Blue Jays and Yankees will play game 3 of this 4-game series, and they've each had a shutout so far, 1-1 apiece. And tonight it'll be an interesting matchup. A couple of very good pitchers. The number 1 pitchers for each respective teams go to the hill, making their second start of the season. Take a look at the lineup for Charlie Montoya's Blue Jays. Top of the order, George Springer. George, against the Yankees the last 2 seasons, he's hit .417 with 5 extra base hits. He's had a good start to his season. Bichette, Guerrero, Hernandez, Gurriel, Kirk, Chapman. Brian Maltapia is in left field, and Santiago Espinal off to a good start with the bat. Gets another chance to start at second.
And he'll do that against Garrett Cole, making his second start of the season. Opening day wasn't very good. 4 innings. He got touched up for 3 earned runs. This is his 10th start against the Blue Jays. He's 5-1. 2 earned runs or fewer in 7 of his last 8 games against the Blue Jays. Unquestionably their ace. He was second in the American League Cy Young Award voting last year. 243 strikeouts. He's got a great arm and a great fastball, Buck.
A great fastball, and he's going to face a great fastball hitter to start this ball game, George Springer.
This is going to be very interesting. OPS versus 95 miles an hour and higher. George Springer is the best since 2019. Take a look at that number, 1.1. The Major League average is 775. With a guy who throws this hard, just catch the ball out in front. Make sure your timing works. Catch it out in front. Garrett Cole is going to supply the power tonight.
Interesting matchup. Of course, Cole had a very short outing his first time out. He gave up 3 runs before he ever got an out in his opening day start last Friday afternoon. So he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. I think the same can be said for Jose Barrios, who got just 1 out in his start at Rogers Center. So we are set. Teams have split the first 2 games of this 4-game series. Cole's getting the sign. Here's the first pitch of the game. Hard breaking ball, cut it on the mist, and we are underway.
You think George was looking for the fastball right there, and Cole crossed him up by throwing him a breaking ball.
Blue Jays have actually hit pretty well against Cole in his last 3 starts against the Jays. Another breaking ball and a very weak swing from Springer. It's 0-2.
The Yankees are known, their pitching staff on the whole, having great arms. They throw very hard, but they throw a lot of breaking balls. And Cole just threw 2 perfect ones to Springer.
Down and away for a ball. In his last 3 starts, Cole has a 1-1 record against the Blue Jays and a .458 earned run average. Last September 7th, right here in Yankee Stadium, Blue Jays knocked him out after 3 2/3. Second shortest outing of the season for Cole. Off the plate outside.
You know, another contrast is how well Barrios finished last year and how poorly Garrett Cole finished last year. He got roughed up. Now, he had some injury problems at the end of the season, but he got roughed up.
Little tapper. Cole gathers, takes his time, and throws Springer up. 1 down. You talk about a great fastball. This is one of the best in baseball.
Yeah, he averages about 98 miles an hour. Jacob deGrom is up there, and Garrett Cole's number 2 after Hunter Green. There are some big-time throwers. Last season, he threw 96 fastballs, 100 plus last season, 9th most in all of baseball. So 96 times he threw a pitch, triple digits. So if you're the Blue Jays, I think you got to gear up for that heater tonight.
I think the Blue Jays actually got him off his fastball. You saw the first 2 pitches of this game tonight were breaking balls. I think he's aware that the Blue Jays can hit that fastball. So I look for him to mix his pitches very effectively tonight. Bo Bichette steps in. That fastball misses. Bo's had a rough start to this road trip. He is 1 for 9 with 4 strikeouts against New York in the first 2 games.
It's really interesting. It'll be fun to watch because Tyone and Cortez, the first 2 pitchers for the Yankees in this series, threw him a lot of fastballs, especially up.
He takes a strike. It's 1-1. Bo for the season 5 for 22. No doubles, triples. He has a homer and 1 RBI. He has struck out 7 times. Laid off that breaking ball. 2-1 now to the number 2 hitter in the Blue Jays lineup.
Cole has all the weapons to get you out. He's got a great changeup, curveball, the slider. That slider might be his best pitch, his go-to pitch to get strikeouts. Batters are hitting just 177 against that slider.
Well, on the corner. He's got great command. At 98 miles an hour, he can bat an eye down and away to right-handed hitters. Good delivery, very smooth, terrific mechanics, and the ball just jumps out of his hand. Strike 3 called, went right back to the same spot, picks up his first strikeout of the night. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, you mentioned the ability to throw it where he needs to get outs. He started that first sequence with the slider down and away, and then a couple of fastballs down and away. And as a hitter, it's tough to give up on these type of pitches. This is what he will throw. StatCast, powered by Google Cloud, tells us he's got the great fastball, the four-seamer, the slider, the curve, changeup, and he'll sink it every now and then. Last year, he got beat with that fastball, though. He gave up 14 home runs with that fastball last season.
But you can see he likes to work right-handed hitters down and away. He's going to keep a lot of his pitches down and away. That time he missed inside to Vladdy. Guerrero 5 for 18 going head-to-head against Garrett Cole. Bringing a drive deep to center field. Hicks on the run, at the truck, at the wall, and that is gone. That ball looked like it went over the fence. And Vladdy is going to go to second base, and Vladdy thinks it went over the fence as well. Hicks looked like he got his glove on it, but I think it hit something in the back of the fence and then came back in the ballpark. And if that's the case, that's a home run.
That's the crew chief right there, Paul Emmel. He was the one who ran out there to call it. Now they're going to get together and talk about it. What did you guys see? He saw a home run. I'm with you, Buck. I thought the same thing happened. Hicks got back there. He timed his leap. And when he didn't come up with it, it had to bounce behind the wall and then come back.
And now Aaron Boone is going to talk to the home plate umpire, Bruce Dreckman. And he's going to have a conference, and it looks like they're going to have a review. And Vladdy, for the second time this season, gets the honor of wearing the home run jacket. And the Yankees indeed are going to ask for a review.
This is a crew chief review of a possible home run call.
You could hear the umpire say a crew chief review of a possible home run call. But we had the chance to go to the review room the other day, and here's a look at the home run.
Hicks is playing deep in center field, right back to the wall. Now, if he can't catch it, chances are it's not going to bounce like that off the wall. This should give you a pretty good look. That's over his glove.
After review
and out.
The call on the field is confirmed. It is a home run.
And you can hear the umpire confirming the call on the field, so the Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with his second home run of the season. Another look. He got his glove on it, and then it bounced over the fence and hit the top of the back of the fence and came back on the field to play. It's a home run. So the Blue Jays with a 1-0 lead. It's their second home run of the series. George Springer homered in the third inning of the opener on Monday night.
Boy, that swing by Vladdy Guerrero was a thing of beauty, wasn't it? It was a hanging breaking ball, and he waded back on it. A lot like that 467-foot home run he hit back at Rogers Center. Same type of swing, same kind of trajectory.
Two balls and no strikes to Teoscar Hernandez. Vladdy again passing along some information and what he saw in his first at bat to the rest of his teammates. Here's the 2-0. Popped up. Right field. Judge coming in, still coming in. He'll get there, and the Jays are done, but the Blue Jays jump out on top. Once again, they get to Garrett Cole. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. straightaway center field at Yankee Stadium. Home run number 2 on the season. 1-0 Blue Jays. Lineups brought to you by Bet365. Let's take a look at the New York Yankees lineup. Anthony Rizzo, Aaron Judge, Josh Donaldson, top of the order. The Yankees hitting just .220 as a team. But Aaron Judge hitting that 2 spot tonight. He is 5 for 10 against the Blue Jays starter Jose Barrios with a double. His OPS is over 1. Donaldson is batting third, then Gallo, LeMahieu, and Torres. Middle of the order, Hicks, Kiner Falefa, and Kyle Higashioka will face Jose Barrios, making his 2nd start of the season.
And looking to bounce back after that opening day start. Lasted just a third of an inning in his 3rd career opening day start. The shortest outing of his career. He's had a lot of success lately against the Yankees. Last season as a Blue Jay, faced him a couple of times. He was undefeated, 1-0, a couple of walks, 15 strikeouts. When he has got that breaking ball, throwing it for a strike, and it's sharp and it's a late breaker, combined with his good fastball and changeup, he's tough to beat.
4-man outfield here for Anthony Rizzo. He pops up the first pitch. That's going to be in the seats out of play. We saw this defense against Rizzo in game 1 when he was facing right-handed pitching Manoah. But they don't do it against lefties, as Kikuchi started last night. But you can see the 4 defenders in the outfield. Santiago Espinal is in the right field corner. He is the second baseman. They don't have anybody up there to defend him. That's well foul in the second deck.
Blue Jays will take each hitter of the Yankees and put their defense based on who's pitching that night or that inning, and base their defense around that pitcher and around that hitter. So you might see different types of outfield play, infield play, depending on the hitter, depending on the situation. This is a unique one right here with the 4 outfielders, and it helped them when Rizzo hit that ball in the corner the other day, and they kept him to a double, or single, not a double.
Tapia is over into the corner, but that slices out of play into the seats, and he was positioned perfectly. Last season, when Rizzo came over to the Yankees from the Cubs, he had a few hits in that direction, and that's why Tapia doesn't play so deep down the left field line.
And they're going to play him right on the line. You would think that Rizzo would be more of a pull hitter. But when he gets to 2 strikes, he shortens down his swing a little bit. You can see how close to the line Tapia is. He'll slice a ball that way with 2 strikes.
Fly ball. Springer on the run. He's in left center. He makes the catch, and Rizzo's retired. 1 down.
Well, we saw 4 outfielders. Let's take a look at how they will set up normally. Tapia will get the start in the outfield and left field. Springer and Hernandez will join him. Chapman and Bichette have been sensational on the left side this year, as has Espinal and Gurriel on the right side. Alejandro Kirk will get the start again behind the plate. And Ramel Tapia, his 3rd start this year. 2 starts in the Texas series, 1 in left, 1 in center. He's a career .977 fielder in the outfield.
Well, here's a tough matchup for Barrios. We mentioned Aaron Judge is 5 for 10 going up against the Jays righty. The Yankees as a team hitting just .220. Aaron Judge hitting .255 for 20 for his career. He has not homered this season, doesn't have an RBI.
Think about that. 5 games. Let's just keep it like that today and tomorrow.
There's a strike. 2 balls and a strike to Judge, the right fielder. Jose Barrios has already pitched better than he did last time out. He gave up a leadoff home run to Brad Miller in his season opening game. Now it's 2-2.
You know, we talked to the Blue Jays about Barrios, and they felt like it was a timing issue with his delivery, that he just wasn't in sync with his delivery. Tonight he looks a lot better.
Breaking ball, the appeal of the first, as Pat Holberg, the first base umpire, says he didn't go around, so it's a full count. Josh Donaldson will follow Aaron Judge. Donaldson is the DH tonight, batting 3rd. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. They walked him, a 1-out walk now, and Alejandro Kirk's asking Bruce Dreckman about the appeal, and Kirk says he fouled that ball off. So now Charlie Montoya says, wait a minute, he can't review a foul tip. So Kirk said he foul tipped it, but obviously you can't review that play, so judges it first with a 1-out walk.
Charlie was trying to get the attention of the third base umpire, James Hoy, and Hoy came in and had something to say to him, and then that was it.
Well, and Nick can ask the umpire, did you have a foul tip down at third? And he said no, and you can't review it. So here's Donaldson. Josh hit leadoff in the game last night. He had a couple of walks, and he was thrown out at home plate in the first inning trying to score. 1-0 Blue Jays. First pitch strike from Barrios. Donaldson 4 for 18 so far. 222 average. Big swing at that breaking ball. 0-2 on Josh. The Yankees have hit 7 doubles and 6 home runs, and their OPS is under 700. They're not the Bronx Bombers just yet.
Just yet. They've got plenty of home run pop in that lineup. They face the Red Sox and now a pretty good pitching staff in the Blue Jays. One thing they will do, they'll see a lot of pitches. They are #1 in the American League in pitches per plate appearance.
The breaking ball outside. Of course, Josh Donaldson spent 3+ seasons with the Blue Jays. He had 116 home runs, and he was the 2015 American League MVP. Judge at first, 1 out. Downstairs, now it's 2-2. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. hit a home run with 2 outs in the first inning, and the Blue Jays have a quick lead. It's 1-0. Home run number 2 for Vladdy. Off-speed pitch. Look, he took something off that pitch, and Donaldson swings and misses. First strikeout of the game for Barrios.
Barrios has such great arm action on that changeup. You got a gear for that fastball and that hard slider. He throws him that changeup right there and had Josh way out in front on that. He's got 3 pitches, and when he's throwing them over for strikes, he can be tough, especially that slider. I think that slider is going to be key for him tonight, especially the righties that the Yankees will throw in that lineup.
So Joey Gallo, he's playing in left field. He is 0 for 12 going up against Barrios. High fly ball. Teoscar Hernandez almost in his steps. Now he's coming in a few steps, and Gallo's retired on 1 pitch. The Yankees get a 1-out walk. They stand a runner. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead early. Opening day starters are matched up. Garrett Cole against Jose Barrios, and they're both very, very successful pitchers, and they do it in a different fashion. Cole has the great fastball, and Barrios' fastball is good, but not quite as good.
Well, let's time it up right here. That's Garrett Cole's fastball, how quickly it gets there in the red. The blue is Jose Barrios's. You can see it's almost a foot faster. You have a split second longer to hit Barrios's fastball. Garrett Cole's, you don't have that much time. And against these type of pitchers who throw this hard as hitters, you don't want to think about swinging hard. You swing hard, slows your swing down.
That was really good because it shows you a typical Garrett Cole fastball. You will be hitting it back in the zone. You won't be out in front like you might be on a Barrios fastball. Good comparison there. Here's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He takes another pitch down and away. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Gurriel, leading off the second.
I don't know about you, Buck, but I never had to worry about facing somebody like Garrett Cole because I never played against guys like that. They just threw too hard. I had a slider speed bat. I always got those soft tossing lefties.
Oh, I always got to play against these guys because the regulars never wanted to play against them.
Oh, and they got the flu that day.
Yeah,
right?
they got the Cole flu. 3 balls and no strikes, and you can bet the Blue Jays are going to give Gurriel the green light. Whenever you have a great pitcher on the ropes like this, you give him a free swing. He takes one on the corner, down and away for a strike. 1-0 Blue Jays. Guerrero's home run for the Jays, the second home run they have hit in this series. George Springer had a 2-run homer in the opener on Monday night. Inside corner, Gurriel didn't think so. He was ready to toss the bat aside and go to first, but it's called a strike.
He's got some run on that fastball, but it looked like that thing ran off the plate. I would have thought he had walked and hey, come on back here. You get one more crack at this guy.
There's ball 4. Down and away. Leadoff walk.
Rethink color with Beauty Tone, the official paint of the Toronto Blue Jays. Only available at Home Hardware.
Boy, the weather has been phenomenal here in New York. It's 21 degrees at the start of play. And you come in here, second week of April, you expect it could be cold and rainy, but it's been nothing but beautiful. First 3 games of this series. Here's Alejandro Kirk. He takes a strike for the first pitch. Looked like a little bit of a breaking ball. Kirk just 2 for 15 in the early going. He has an RBI that came on a sac fly in the series against Texas. Strike 2 right at the knees.
Garrett Cole held that ball just a little bit longer right there, maybe upsetting the timing of Kirk at the plate. That looked like a pretty hittable pitch right there. Just couldn't pull the trigger.
Cole is in his 10th season. That pitch is off the plate away. This is his 3rd season in New York. He signed after the 2019 season when he had a terrific 20-5 record with the Houston Astros. He led the American League in ERA at 2.50. 1-2, line but foul.
And we talked about him finishing second in the Cy Young last year. I thought it was pretty much sewn up for him through about the middle of August. But then he finished poorly. He had some injuries, and that gave Robbie Ray a chance to sprint to the finish line, and he just passed him, I thought, the last couple of starts of the season last year.
Well, I think Robbie Ray's teammates had something to do with that because they faced him twice in the month of September, and they hit him hard. We mentioned he had a very abbreviated outing on September 7th right here at Yankee Stadium, went 3 2/3. The only shorter outing he had last year was a July start against the Mets. He went 3 1/3. Another 1-2 pitch to Kirk. Now it's 2-2. Alejandro Kirk has had some success against Garrett Cole. He's 3 for 6 with a homer.
Pick on a fastball, you know, and if Garrett throws that ball down and away like he likes to do with that fastball, Kirk has that swing where he basically takes it out of the catcher's glove and shoots it to right field.
That time he swings and misses. A little off-speed pitch for Garrett Cole. That's his second strikeout of the game. 1 down here in the second.
Interesting call, 2-2. It looked like a changeup. And you can see how from that swing from Kirk, how the timing was way off. His reputation of a pretty good fastball hitter, Kirk, played against him right there, and Cole threw him a change.
A changeup, 89 miles an hour. That used to be an average fastball when you and I played. There's Matt Chapman. Chapman for the season, 3 for 17. He's got a double, a home run, and 3 RBIs. Chapman hit a double in the 5th inning in last night's game, one of just 5 hits by the Blue Jays. They were shut out 4-0. Garrett Cole and Kyle Higashioka are using PitchCom, and it looked like Cole had trouble hearing the sign from the catcher.
That's funny hearing you say that.
Hearing the sign?
Hearing the sign from the catcher.
How do you hear a sign, Buck? Hearing the pitch selection, I guess, would be appropriate.
Higashioka has come on and done a great job with Garrett Cole the last few seasons, and now he's the #1.
There's a strike on the corner, ball on a strike to Matt Chapman. Chapman has 20 at-bats against Garrett Cole. He's just 4 for 20, but he has a home run. There's a lot of hitters like that against Garrett Cole. A lot of at-bats, not much success. There's an off-speed pitch, another hard breaking ball, 89 miles an hour.
That might be his best pitch when it comes to, look at the stats. Slider, batters are hitting. They hit just 177 off that slider. It can be a tough combo with that 98-mile-an-hour heater.
Good fastball. He pumps it right past Chapman. Back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff walk.
3 strikeouts now for Garrett Cole. Let's take a look at the defense for the Yankees, brought to you by Bet365. Gallo, Hicks, and Judge left to right in the outfield. LeMahieu will play at third base tonight as Donaldson is DHing. Rizzo's a great glove over at first base, and as Higashioka behind the plate catching Cole at shortstop. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, they wanted to improve the defense. They got him. He made 19 errors, but he played 156 games last season for Texas. And you saw that little gold on his glove. He's a former Gold Glover.
On that Gold Glove, playing at third base, and it is a tremendous honor to be able to have that gold label on the back of your glove. This is Raimel Tapia, the left fielder. He is down 0-1. Fly ball left field. Gallo giving chase. He turned around and got good position on it. So the leadoff walk, not an issue for Garrett Cole. Blue Jays strand the base runner and have a 1-0 lead.
Jose Barrios didn't make any excuses following his season debut on Friday. There wasn't anything pre-game that could have predicted he was in for the shortest outing of his career. Barrios said he felt great warming up in the bullpen, but summed up his poor performance this way: trying to be too perfect. I didn't pitch, I just threw the ball, he said. Now, Barrios does have a track record of bouncing back. After his shortest outing last season versus the White Sox, Barrios stormed back and turned in a 7-inning, 11-strikeout performance in Detroit. Pitching coach Pete Walker told me what we should be seeing tonight is a right-hander getting back to being his old self, much more aggressive than he was Friday. And Buck, we are seeing a much better Barrios tonight.
Absolutely. Pete Walker knows his pitchers very well, and he watched down there, and I'm sure he felt pretty good about the bullpen process for Barrios. And we mentioned he gave up a leadoff home run to Brad Miller in his season debut. DJ LeMahieu jumps back from an inside fastball. LeMahieu, like many of his teammates, after a bit of a slow start, 3 for 13 in the early going. Another pitch inside. It's 2-0.
Barrios is a strike thrower. His last 7 starts last season, they are all fantastic. Team went 5-2. Blue Jays scored 1 run in those 2 losses, but he only walked 5 batters in those last 7 starts to go along with 53 strikeouts. So when he's missing arm side, I think that all has to do with his timing of his delivery. He might be opening up too quickly, or he's staying closed just a hair too long. I think that's something that he will work out the more work he gets.
For his career, over the span of 7 years, he's averaged just 2.8 walks per 9 innings. He is indeed a strike thrower. At the same time, he averages over 9 strikeouts per ball game. Fly ball to the alley and right. Teoscar has a beat on it. One step onto the warning track. He hauls it in. LeMahieu's retired.
Buck, you know it's like hitters when you're standing in that batter's box and your timing just isn't right, and you can stand out there and be off by just a hair, but you know in your heart you're not going to get a hit. You're going to battle. You're going to do everything you can to try and get a hit, but if the timing isn't there, you're not going to have success. And I think the same thing can be said about pitching.
So many moving parts to a pitcher's delivery. They all have to be in sync. Gleyber Torres waves at that first pitch and swings and misses. Another breaking ball. 0-2. Missed with that one, down and away. It's 1-2. Gleyber Torres, 286 start to the season. He's looking for his first home run. He's got a pair of doubles and an RBI.
Great time to elevate right here. He's thrown him 3 breaking balls, all low, low, lower. Great time now to change that high level and go fastball up.
There it is. He wouldn't chase. Could see Alejandro Kirk giving that high target, and Torres showed good discipline by not chasing it.
Last year he would have chased that and he would have popped it up or swung right through it.
Inside, full count. Torres had a couple of hits in the game last night. He was 2 for 4. Aaron Hicks is on deck. You mentioned timing and rhythm, and it's all about comfort level. And it looks like Barria's trying to get comfortable here on the Yankee Stadium mound. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Torres. Did he go around? Yes, he did, according to the home plate umpire, Bruce Dreck, when he calls him for a swing. Second strikeout for Barrios.
And a great time to go right back to that high fastball. He wanted to swing at it after those breaking balls, but he showed some discipline. Then when it got to 3-2, elevated once again. I think that's where you can kick Gleyber Torres. That fastball up, it just looks too inviting for him to hold up. He tries to sell it to the home plate umpire, but that side view is going to show that he made an attempt at it and went around.
So 2 outs, nobody on. Aaron Hicks will step in. Hicks hit a home run in the second inning in last night's game. He takes a first pitch strike. Hicks' home run was his 12th career home run against the Blue Jays. It's the second most homers he's hit against one team. He's got 14 home runs against the Rays. He also has 10 home runs against Boston. So he enjoys hitting against the American League East teams.
Great hitters parks in the American League East. Not taking anything away from them, but there are some great hitting ballparks in the American League East. That's why it's so tough to pitch for these teams. The lineups are loaded and the ballparks are small.
2-1. Ground ball. Bo Bichette in the shift. Slides from his knees and can't make the play. Bo never got it balanced, and he kept sliding on the grass and never could get much on the throw. Looked like Vladdy got stepped on. He's going to have a trainer come out and attend to him. He got stepped on. You can see the blood on his uni already. An awkward attempt. I don't know if he got stepped on or the ball hit him on his finger, but he is bleeding. Look at Bo. He couldn't get any balance on his throw.
Yeah, he got stepped on. That's exactly right. Watch the right hand get on the ground as he tries to get after that throw. Don't know how much they can close it up, but he just could not get his back onto his feet to make a good throw, and he's walking off the field right now. I don't know if they can cover that up or if they have to stitch it up.
It looks like he's out of the game. I don't know if they can put some butterflies on it and maybe get him back. But Jose Menestral, the head trainer, attending to him right now. And I don't know if we can really tell whether or not he's going to come back, but it looks like he's going to be okay. And they're probably just going to put a butterfly on it, tape it up, and he'll be back to hit. But Vladdy's already hit a home run, so he's not going to want to leave this game.
He doesn't want to leave. He's going to do everything to try and stay in there, and the trainers are going to do everything to try and keep him in here. It's funny. I just had this conversation with Luis Rivera yesterday, and we were talking about wide throws at first base. The hand goes down on the ground, and you can see Hicks trying to avoid it, but there's nothing he can do. Steps right on top of that hand, and those spikes cut a gash in that finger. But I was talking with Louie, and he was saying he told Vladdy, any wide throw, do not go into the baseline. Do not. He goes, I'd rather the ball go by you or they pick up an extra base than for something to happen to you on the injured side. So if there's a wide throw from the third baseman into the runner, go into the field of play to try and catch it, and if you can't, just let it go. There was nothing he could do on that one. He did everything he could to try and catch the ball, keep his foot on the base, but the hand was an anchor, his balancing anchor, and unfortunately it was in the path of Aaron Hicks.
Guerrero looks like he's going to come back. Bruce Dreckman, the home plate umpire, over to check on him, and Charlie Montoyo explaining, hey, we're going to keep him in the game. He's just going to have that laceration attended to. You mentioned collisions at first base. There's none worse than Cliff Floyd and Todd Hundley. Todd Hundley was running up the first base line. Floyd was playing first base, a right-handed fielding first baseman, and he broke both bones in his wrist in a collision at first base, and that's why Louis says don't even go after those balls inside.
No. Yeah, don't go. That's a good sign right there. Stay in the field of play. Stay close towards where the throw's coming. Do not go in the line. And if the ball gets by you, there's nothing you can do about that.
And Aaron Hicks, obviously, an accident happens, and Vladdy doesn't appear to be in any pain. It just has a laceration that had to be attended to. And a final look at this, he's balancing himself on the ground, and then Hicks steps right on his right hand. But Vladdy's back in there. Hicks, an infield hit. He's at first with 2 outs. Number 8 hitter is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He just 1 for 14 so far, and I don't blame Barrios for that. After the long delay, everybody kind of forgets about Aaron Hicks over there, but Barrios didn't.
At one time, he was a threat to steal, but he's had so many injuries to his legs. Last year, 0 for 0. He did not have a stolen base attempt last season.
Kiner-Falefa pulls it foul. 071 to start the season for the shortstop, and primarily they brought him here for his defense, and he is a very good fielder. And he came up with the Texas Rangers as a catcher.
They put him at short, then they moved him over to third base. He went to Minnesota for about a week, and then he came here, and he might be a stopgap or he might be a Yankee for a few years. Their best prospect is a shortstop.
Hicks faked the break, and Espinal does a good job. Steps on the bag. The inning is over. Infield hit, nothing more for the Yanks. We'll go to the third. Vladdy Guerrero has hit a home run. 1-0 Jays. NBA play-in tournament on Sportsnet. The Spurs take on the Pelicans tonight, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific on Sportsnet 360 and Sportsnet 9.
You know, Buck, sometimes it's good to be in the right place at the right time. Santiago Espinal is a heads-up player, but because of the bluff by Hicks, watch Santiago at second base. He's going to go to second base thinking that the throw is going to be a stolen base. He got a great jump on that ball. I think by the runner starting, he got a head start to get that ground ball. So a heads-up play by Espinal.
No question at all. He saw the break at first and thought there wouldn't be a steal attempt. So now he leads things off and takes the first pitch. Strike. Santiago is 2 for 3 against Garrett Cole. He's off to a good start with the bat, 5 for 14. Hits this one high into the air. Hicks over near the warning track in deep right center makes the catch, and Espinal's retired. Garrett Cole reminding himself to finish that last pitch. He left it up a little bit higher than he wanted.
Well, this is the beauty of the Blue Jays lineup. They've got some thunder up and down the lineup. You make a mistake to Espinal and he can lose it. He can hit a home run now. He's got some extra base pop now. He's batting 9th in this lineup.
Well, here's the matchup that we highlighted earlier in the game. Hard throwing Garrett Cole against hard hitting George Springer. Something's got to give. Fastball outside at 97.
Yeah, we talked about that in the opening. So what does Garrett Cole do? He throws in 2 breaking balls, first 2 pitches. Got ahead of George, and now Springer's got the
Well, tapper back to the mound, underhand toss to first base. That's 5 in a row set down by Garrett Cole.
I'm going to say he was in the driver's seat there. He was looking for a fastball, but just didn't get it again. Tap back to the mound. That's what makes good pitchers so good. They possess tremendous stuff, and Cole has tremendous stuff, but he knows how to use it. He knows how to sequence it. He knows how to pitch with it. Can't guess along with him, Buck.
Now, he was a first-round pick 3 times. Once out of high school, and then Pittsburgh Pirates took him. And this ball is hit, and it's going to get down and go all the way to the fence. Bo Bichette's headed for second. Throw in, and he slides in safely. So Bo Bichette, it's his first double of the season. It comes with 2 outs here in the 3rd.
Garrett Cole originally was a first-round draft pick of the Yankees, and they didn't sign him. He went to college. This time, right down Broadway, belt-high fastball, and good hitters. They can hit fastballs 98 miles an hour. Bo smelling double all the way. Makes it easily.
So Bichette with his second hit of the series. He gets in scoring position for Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Vladdy went deep to center field with 2 outs in the 1st. And he hit it right off the top of the fence. It may have gone off the glove of Aaron Hicks. It bounced out of the ballpark but came back in. So home run number 2 for Vladdy. He's got 5 RBIs now. Down and away. It's going to be interesting to watch how Garrett Cole works Guerrero in this at bat. Trying to hit a bit of a breaking ball that stayed up in the zone to straightaway center field.
Very carefully with first base open. Again, that's the beauty when you've got this deep of a lineup. If you don't want to face Guerrero, if you want to try to pitch around him with a base open, you still have to face Teoscar Hernandez, a Silver Slugger winner, right behind him.
Blue Jays have not come up with a hit with runners in scoring position so far in this series. This is the first time they've had a runner in scoring position tonight. Teoscar Hernandez has had a good series. 4 hits in the series so far. 1-0 Blue Jays. Swinging a drive, deep left field. Get up, ball, get out of here, and gone. Vladdy Guerrero, you can step on my hand, but it's not going to hold me back.
Well, they got one now, and it's a long one. That might have been more impressive than his home run his first time up. That deep drive to center field, that was a laser shot to left field. It looked like it hit off the back wall of the Blue Jays bullpen. Man.
Again, for the second time in as many at bats, here comes the home run jacket for Vladdy. Home run number 3. He's got 3 RBIs, and Vladdy comes through with a big 2-out, 2-run homer.
Look, that was a 427-foot line drive. Cole tries to slip one by him, and he is all over it. Watch where it hits, right off the back wall.
Ground ball to Hopper to the shortstop. Gunnar Falafa. Teoscar's retired, but for a second straight at bat. Vladdy Guerrero takes Garrett Cole deep. 8th time in his young career he's hit 2 homers in a game, and this is a no-doubter to left field. 3-0 Blue Jays. Batting average against high velocity. None did it better than Vladdy Guerrero Jr. last year against fastballs 95 plus. He hit 387. He and Juan Soto tied at 387. 2 young hitters that can crush the heater.
Look at the Major League average at 251. The harder they throw it, the better he liked it. 98 miles an hour it came in. It left at 109 miles an hour. He just turned on that thing, and you could see how he used his hands just to catch that ball out in front.
The interesting thing was that was probably 4 inches off the plate inside, and he was able to get the barrel to it. There's a fly ball, not that deep. Springer coming in. He'll call and make the catch.
As a hitter, you've got to pull your hands in. Watch this ball on the inner half. You got to pull your hands in to keep your hands between your body and the baseball. And that's exactly what he did. And that allows that barrel to get through on a nice, even line and drive it out of the ballpark. That's impressive.
The art of hitting is taught in such a different fashion today than years ago. And everything is about leading with your hands and bringing the barrel through. We used to think about throwing the barrel at the baseball, and if you did that, you'd have broken your bat on that last swing.
You roll around the ball instead of driving through the baseball. That was a clinic.
Anthony Rizzo takes ball 2, 2-0. Rizzo tried out to Springer his first time up. Once again, the Blue Jays utilizing the 4-man outfield. Jose Barria staked to a 3-0 lead. 3-0. Well, the one thing you don't want to do against this Yankee lineup is issue base on balls. Yes. They're not hitting much yet. But boy, oh boy, you encourage them by walking hitters, and somebody's going to run into one. And there's a 4-pitch walk, second walk of the ball game, and that'll bring the dangerous Aaron Judge to the plate.
I think what you have to do is you have to be very aggressive early in the count. This is a team, the Yankees, they don't swing a lot. Their first pitch swinging, they have the lowest. They don't swing at that first pitch. Their chase rate, not very high. So they're very patient. So I think if you're aggressive early in the count, you can jump ahead of this team, and then you can start expanding the strike zone.
Judge goes after the first pitch and fouls it back out of play. Barrios walked Judge in the first inning, but it didn't factor in as he would strike out Donaldson and end the inning with a fly ball. 3-0 Blue Jays. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That is a terrific angle right there. You gives the audience a feel for what it's like to face a pitcher here at Yankee Stadium. Big background. The Judge steps in, and of course I've seen that angle a few times in my life.
Does it remind you of Frank Howard hitting right there? The size is about the same.
There's a high pop up, playable. Guerrero into foul ground. He makes the catch, and Judge is retired.
I don't know if people remember Frank Howard, but wow, what a home run hitter he was back in the 50s and 60s and 70s.
Frank Howard was 6'7". He was the same size as Aaron Judge. But then he was about the only guy in baseball that was that big. Now there are pitchers that are that big. So here's Josh Donaldson. He struck out on a changeup his first time up. One of 2 strikeouts for Barrios so far. foul ball. That was really close. First base umpire Pat Holberg had to bounce out of the way to avoid getting hit by that hot shot, but it was foul. He calls it foul before he really moved. Watch the umpire. He had a good look at it.
Vladdy was helping him just in case.
There's a strike. It's interesting now. Remember, Donaldson struck out on a changeup against Barrios' first at bat. And he is hollering something over to Vladdy Guerrero.
Because Rizzo was bouncing off when Barrios came set. Just trying to draw a throw.
There's a slider, foul tip, and Donaldson's down for a second time. So the walk didn't factor in. The Yankees leave a base runner. 3 in the books in New York. 3-0 Blue Jays.
Taking nothing away from Angel star Shohei Ohtani, Guerrero was caught a little off guard when he saw the final breakdown of most valuable player. Guerrero believes he deserved at least one first-place MVP vote. Acknowledging Ohtani was the odds-on favorite to take the AL's top prize, Guerrero was admittedly surprised no one deemed what he did last season worthy of their vote. The work, he said, the results, that really surprised me. I'll keep working hard, but it is what it is. Given his outstanding 2021, what more can he do? Guerrero told me, win the MVP, I need to win the Triple Crown. That's my goal. And already, I don't know about you, Buck and Pat, but I'm feeling some MVP vibes.
I know one guy that thinks he should have been the MVP. That guy right there, Anthony Rizzo. He said Vladdy Guerrero should have been the MVP last year. He said what he did offensively was MVP worthy for sure. I talked to Anthony about that in spring training, and he came up and offered that unsolicited. He said Vladdy Guerrero should have been the MVP.
I think if the Blue Jays make it into the playoffs, I think he gets that one vote in first place. What he did carrying this team, and if they got him into the playoffs, I think he wins the MVP.
And that's always been the argument. Is it the most outstanding player or the most valuable player? And that always is the argument. Yeah, who was more valuable to their team, Vladdy Guerrero or Shohei Ohtani? And somebody will say, well, yeah, he pitched and he played, but what did it do for the Angels?
They weren't very close to the playoffs, and I was saying if the Blue Jays got into the playoffs, would they have gotten into the playoffs without Vladdy? No.
We don't think so. So he can take care of that this year, get into the playoffs. And how about the Triple Crown? I think he's that type of hitter that he could win a Triple Crown. So here's Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who drew a walk to lead off the second. 3-0 Blue Jays. Vladdy Guerrero has driven in all 3 runs with a pair of home runs. Hot shot under Garrett Cole's glove, but Torres is right there and makes the play. Guerrero hit it hard. Excuse me, Gurriel hit it hard. Too many guys hitting balls hard, Pat. Just too many.
You know what? Garrett Cole is a great pitcher. And Blue Jays yesterday didn't hit the ball very well. But sometimes those great pitchers bring out the best in the other hitters. And you just concentrate just a little bit more. You want to succeed just a little bit more. So far, so good for the Jays tonight.
Well, Garrett Cole is a baseball player. I've had several conversations about baseball in general. He loves to compete against the best. And the Blue Jays, of course, they're going to present a tough challenge for any pitcher. And he loves to compete. And the Blue Jays, they would like to face a guy like Garrett Cole every night just for the challenge.
I think you're right. I mean, how many times did you go when you were facing the best of the best, the Ron Guidrys and the Tom Seavers and the Nolan Ryans? You concentrate and get into it just a little bit more. and you want to succeed. You want to say that you got a hit off of the great Nolan Ryan.
You're in the best league in the world, and then you're facing one of the best pitchers in that league. 2 balls and a strike to Alejandro Kirk. He takes it outside. It's 3-1 now. Kirk struck out on a changeup back in the second. One of 3 strikeouts for Garrett Cole. Ground ball in the hole. It's short. Kiner Falefa. One hop over to Anthony Rizzo, who calmly takes it on a hop. 2 down. Predict who will dominate the 2022 season, and you could win $100,000 worth of Bitcoin or cash with MLB Season Pick'em. View rules and enter at MLB.com/season pick'em. There are so many great players, so many great teams, and you just don't know who's going to dominate, whether it's a great team or a pitcher like Clayton Kershaw.
He was pretty good today.
Wow. Clayton Kershaw, 34 years old. They held him back a couple of days because they were a little concerned about his health, and he went out and dealt. 7 innings perfect against the Minnesota Twins. No walks and 13 strikeouts.
The Minnesota Twins, who are leading Major League Baseball in home runs, right?
He was great.
Ooh.
Matt Chapman fouls it straight back. He's quickly behind 0-2.
How many times are they going to write him off? He keeps coming back. Better and better.
Well, and the true thoroughbreds like a Garrett Cole and Clayton Kershaw, Justin Verlander. What a great start he had his return to the Astros after Tommy John surgery.
Adam Wainwright.
0-2. High fly ball, not that deep. Gallo coming in, still coming in. He gets there and makes the catch. Blue Jays go quietly in their half of the 4th. 3 up, 3 down. With its biggest event of the season, the Princess Auto Players Championship begins tomorrow, 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Sportsnet and Sportsnet Now. Well, it is 21 degrees here in New York City, and I understand you folks in Winnipeg are in a little bit of a snowstorm. 1 degree out there in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Northern Ontario. We feel for you folks. It is the 13th of April, and you shouldn't be getting this kind of storm. It is so bad that even Sioux Lookout is getting dumped on tonight.
Hey, thinking of you. Spring is going to be here. Summer's going to be here before you know it. Hanging in there, guys. Maybe some baseball from Yankee Stadium will warm your hearts.
Yep, hang with us. It's nice here, and we will pass along all those good thoughts. Here's Joey Gallo. He takes the first pitch strike. Gallo flied out to right field his first time home. Once again, the Blue Jays utilizing the 4-man outfield. Santiago Espinal is in the right field corner. The second baseman has gone out into the outfield. Breaking ball outside. Three 3-0 Blue Jays. Trying to hit that outside corner. That's one thing that Barrios has done since joining the Blue Jays. He will throw his breaking ball to both sides of the plate, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. While he was in Minnesota, they encouraged him to throw that breaking ball to his glove side consistently. Pete Walker encouraged him. It's such a good breaking ball. Go ahead and throw it to both sides of the plate. It's a great weapon for you.
And he has the ability to throw it to both sides of the plate. You can backdoor it to lefties, or you can sweep it away from righties. We've seen a couple of right-handers get frozen on that thing. You can throw it up or you can throw it down. He's got a lot of break to it. He can really spin that slider.
Now, oftentimes people refer to his pitch as a curveball. We've talked to him about it. He says much more of a slurve, if anything, but he likes to call it a slider, and he can make it bigger. He can make it quicker and shorter. Full count to Joey Gallo. Way outside. That's the third walk issued by Barrios.
created everyone. MLB The Show 22 is available now. Every pitch, every hit, every win. Own the show.
Beautiful evening in New York. We are in the Bronx Yankee Stadium. Third game of a 4-game series. The clubs have split the first 2 games, and the Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead here tonight. DJ LeMahieu takes a first pitch strike. Buck Martinez, Pat Tabler, and Hazel May, and we are glad you are with us tonight. Blue Jays and Yankees will play tomorrow night, the series finale, and these 2 teams are going to face each other quite a bit early on. Blue Jays will be back here the second week of May for a short 2-game series.
Big series back at Rogers Center after the next road trip.
Yankees will be at Rogers Center May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Ground ball, little tapper. Barrios swipes at it. Bichette doesn't have a play. It'll be an infield hit for DJ LeMahieu. Well, boy, you can really help yourself out if you're a good feeling pitcher, and Barrios is.
Yes.
But he just couldn't make connections there. He swiped at it. Bo Bichette didn't have a play. By the time he got to it, it was much too late.
Jose Barrios is an excellent fielder. He gets off the mound in good shape, and it just is out of his reach. I don't think Bo had a real good grip on that ball, so he did the right thing. He snagged it in his glove, and when he went to reach for it, it didn't look like he had a really good transfer. So instead of trying to make something where there was nothing there, he did the right thing, just held on to it.
So the Yankees threatening here in the 4th. That leadoff walk factoring in. Both of the hits for the Yankees have been infield hits. Aaron Hicks on a little dribbler to second. And now that little bouncing ball to short.
They going to pitch com?
It looks like they might be switching. Yeah, they're going to switch to conventional signs, and Big Rock is going to go out to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
Looks like there was some miscommunication between Kirk and Barrios, what they wanted to do, what they wanted to use, if they wanted to go with PitchCom. So Pete's going to go out there, settle everything down, and remind everybody what the situation is.
Alejandro Kirk is probably going to get the majority of the work behind the plate, and he's just an inexperienced young catcher. Doesn't have too many games under his belt in the big leagues. Danny Jansen, of course, is going to be out for an extended period with that oblique injury. But you can see now they're trying to manipulate PitchCom to see if it will work. There's a receiver in the pitcher's headband, and he will audibly hear the sign called, the pitch called by the catcher. But we'll see if Kirk is going to give a conventional set of signs or stick with PitchCom here.
You mentioned that Alejandro is young when it comes to experience behind the plate. Not saying he can't do it, but this is just his 49th start behind the dish at the major league level. He has to learn all the pitchers, he has to learn all the hitters, and now they're going through signs, what they want to do. There we go. Now it looks like we're all set.
See, they're going to use conventional signs now. Is there something amiss with PitchCom? So he'll go through a series of traditional signs. First and second, nobody out. This could be so distracting for a pitcher who was in a pretty good groove. All of a sudden, midstream, now you're thinking about a set of signs after you use PitchCom early in the game. Outside 2-0. All of a sudden he can't find the strike zone.
Yeah, he's had some borderline pitches that were close that were not called. So that has got him into some problems. No one in there let that defense do its thing. Blue Jays played some great defense in game 1 in this series.
Big swing and a miss by Gleyber Torres. Pulled off that ball a bit. Barrios back into this at bat. 2-1 now.
He's got to see that swing right there from Gleyber Torres and say, I cannot throw him a fastball inside. I think that's the only pitch that he's going to be able to hit with any kind of authority.
Upstairs, he's a little bit late and fouls it straight back to the screen. Now you got to believe this is a perfect time to throw that big sweeping breaking ball.
Make it a good one. Make it look like it's going to be in the middle of the plate, and then sweep it off the plate, and you should get the swing and miss. That's what they need right now, an out where the runners don't advance.
Two and two. Call strike three. Might have been looking for that big breaking ball.
That's exactly right. And when you do that, you can slip the fastball by him. Big strikeout from Jose Barrios. He got him last time on the breaking ball. Now he changes up on him. And that's fastball right there. Framed up nicely by Alejandro Kirk. Big punch out. Number 4 on the night.
That's the outside corner. Ground ball now. Will get Barrios out of this inning. Aaron Hicks hit a ground ball his first time up, an infield single. There's a first pitch strike. The Blue Jays are in a shift. They play Hicks to pull. He's a switch hitter batting left-handed against Barrios. So this is where you really got to pay attention if you're an infielder as to who has coverage, who's going to be at the bag at second. Takes the pitch just off the plate. Bo, the shortstop, is on the first base side of second, but he will handle anything back to the pitcher. He'll handle the throw from third, of course. And he'll go to the bag if Vladdy or Espinal get a ground ball.
Any ground ball, it's going to be Bo trying to turn that double play, and he's going to be turning it from the second base side of the bag.
No pitch gathered by Kirk. 2 balls and a strike. Joey Gallo walked to start the inning. DJ LeMahieu got jammed and had an infield base hit. Gleyber Torres then was called out on strikes, so it's first and second, 1 out. Jose Barrios has thrown 62 pitches. He hasn't been hit hard. Just the 3 walks have created a little bit of an issue for him. There's a called strike. It's 2-2. Ground ball. Guerrero goes to second for 1. Bo's throw. He won't make it. Bo made a good decision right there, not trying to force the double play. Hicks runs well. Vladdy made a very accurate throw to second to get LeMahieu sliding in. And that's the second out of the inning.
You know, you hit the nail on the head right there. Vladdy, this could be a double play. He makes a good throw, but he sees that that runner is getting down that line. If he tries to make a play here where there's really not a play, bad things happen. We've seen it too many times. Better just to hold on to the baseball, take your chances with the next guy. You throw that ball away, that's a run for the Yankees. Good decision right there from Bo.
Ground ball foul, and it also factors in where you are in the lineup. You've got the number 8 hitter, Kiner Falefa, who is 1 for 15 to start the season. So yeah, you might force the issue if you were up in the middle of the order. Take a shot, maybe Donaldson's the next batter. You try to get out of the inning, but not the case. Got to play it smart early in the ball game.
That's the biggest improvement that we have seen with some of these young fielders is their inner clock and their understanding of the situation. Last year, maybe the year before, Bo tries to make something happen right there.
Bernie Williams diving back in the front. Bernie Williams. I keep calling Aaron Hicks Bernie Williams. It dates me down a little bit. Aaron Hicks dove back into the bag and he dusted himself off, asked for time. Remember, last time he was at first, he broke for second and caused Espinal to break toward the bag, and kind of Falefa hit one right over the bag for the force out. Ground ball. Bo at shortstop takes his time across the diamond. Nice job by the defense once again. Good job by Barrios to strand a pair. We'll go to the fifth. 3-0 Blue Jays. Time now for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie and Joe. Anniversary of Jackie Robinson's Major League debut. Jackie Robinson night is Friday, April 15th. First 15,000 fans will receive a Jackie Robinson t-shirt giveaway. Visit BlueJays.com/tickets today. 75 years ago, Jackie Robinson joined the Brooklyn Dodgers, 1947. And baseball will celebrate the 75th anniversary on Friday night. The Blue Jays sent to bat here in the top of the fifth. Have a 3-0 lead thanks to 2 home runs by Vladdy Guerrero Jr. A solo shot in the first, a 2-run homer in the third. Raimel Tapia, the left fielder, he flied out to left field his first time up. Tapia getting an opportunity to play against Garrett Cole.
It's the Blue Jays, a little bit of a different look, if you will, for their offense. Doesn't strike out a lot. Puts the ball in play, slashes it the other way, bats left-handed, it's got some speed. A little bit of a different dimension for this offense.
Last year in Colorado, he hit .273 with 50 RBIs. Big swing and a miss. Tapia stole 20 bases. He was caught 6 times, and there's the speed factor you were talking about.
Yeah, puts the ball in play, cuts down that swing, and that's what you want to do. Put the ball in play, use your speed, get it on the ground if you have to.
Takes one down. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter here in the fifth. That'll be Tapia, Espinal, and top of the order George Springer. Foul back. We thought both pitchers would bounce back after shaky starts to their season, and they have. Blue Jays have just 3 hits, 2 of those, of course, home runs off the bat of Vladdy Guerrero Jr. The Yankees have 2 infield singles off Jose Barrios. That's it. Swung on and missed. Tapia strikes out. 4 strikeouts for Cole.
He doesn't do that very often, swing and miss, but Cole is an exceptional pitcher. Took a little something off on this one, and it dove down. It looked like it might have been a changeup, down and away. Pretty nasty.
Santiago Espinal hitting in the 9th spot tonight. He takes one down for ball 1. Five for 15 so far this season. Goes after that high pitch. Fastball right on the outside corner.
Garrett Cole's the type of pitcher that you can get to him early before he settles in. Boy, after the first couple of innings, he notches it up a little bit and gets tough.
There's a fly ball into shallow center. Aaron Hicks comes in, and they'll make the catch. 2 quick outs here in the 5th. When you're up against a guy like Garrett Cole, you're not going to bunch too many hits together. The Blue Jays got a 2-out double from Bichette and then the 2-run home run. They have just 3 hits. Vladdy has 2 of them, Bichette the other. George Springer has topped back to the mound twice.
Last night there was Cortez gave up a leadoff double to Springer, then he retired 11 in a row. There he is right there, Nestor Cortez. Garrett Cole, the same type of guy. So you got to scratch and claw for every run you can get against this guy.
Now, you know, at some point he's going to string together some quick innings. He retired the side in order in the 4th. A leadoff walk in the 2nd, and then retired the next 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Another good breaking ball, and Springer is behind 1-2. Now its count is even at 2-2. Pulled foul outside of 3rd. He's mixed up his pitches very effectively against Springer. We talked about these two, Springer being a great fastball hitter, Cole being a great fastball pitcher. Insofar, Cole has really mixed up his off-speed pitches to Springer.
He's thrown more off-speed pitches to George than fastballs, and why not? George can handle anybody's fastball. That last pitch was a pretty decent changeup.
From a fastball, but it missed down and away. Bo Bichette doubled with 2 outs his last time up. Set the table for Vladdy Guerrero Jr. 3-2, 2 away. Top of the 5th inning. Springer spoils a pretty good pitch from Cole. And we'll do it again.
All these long at bats are just getting that pitch count up for Cole. Maybe get into that bullpen a little bit early.
He went back to a heater and strikes out Springer. A couple of strikeouts in the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Cole.
And Zach Collins will handle catching duties until Danny Jansen returns from that oblique issue. And the catching situation only magnified Gabriel Moreno's season debut with AAA Buffalo last night. He picked up his first hit off of former Blue Jay Aaron Sanchez, who's now pitching for the Nationals AAA affiliate. Then Moreno drove in his first run in his second at-bat. The club's #1 prospect also threw out a runner. He finished 2 for 5 with an RBI, and I asked bench coach John Schneider whether talk of Moreno will become a distraction. I don't think so, Schneider told me. The guys know he's still young and needs some time from a catching standpoint, but as you see with those AAA numbers, he's off to a great start. Buck.
Well, he sure is, Hazel, and he's a good-looking young prospect, but we emphasize the word prospect. John Schneider knows Alejandro Kirk, and obviously the Blue Jays are going to miss Danny Jansen. But don't expect Gabby Moreno anytime soon. He didn't catch much in winter ball. He broke his hand last year in AA, and then he went to the Arizona Fall League. But he wanted to get extra reps down in spring training, so they kept him down there a little bit longer. He didn't join the team until Saturday in Buffalo. So he understands what he needs to do. He's going to put in more time behind the plate, and they have a plan for him down in AAA.
Yeah, he is going to catch 3 days a week the first week, 4 days a week the second week, and then up to 5 days that third week. All, you know, a lot of it has to do, he got to spring training late because of visa problems, right? And he didn't get a chance to catch some of these pitchers and get into game shape. So he's going to take a while. And this is his first try at AAA. It's his first. You can't let him be down there for a week in AAA for the first time and then bring him up to the big leagues. So he's going to be down there and he's going to learn. He's going to get comfortable. He's going to get his reps. There'll be time for him.
For sure. Gasioka strikes out. He's 0 for 2. That's 5 strikeouts for Barrios. But you make a great point. As you look at this good pitch from Barrios, and that slider has been wicked for him.
That's the key. If he can throw that consistently for strikes, back door, front door, up, down, all that, he's going to be tough.
Back to the top of the order, Anthony Rizzo has flied out and walked, and again 4 men in the outfield. Bo Bichette is out on the outfield grass in deep second base as Barrios misses with that first pitch to Rizzo. One final thought about Gabriel Moreno. Had he been with the team at the start of spring training, it might be a different story. He would have had a chance to play a few more games and would have had a chance to catch. And this ball's going to go to the seats. Anthony Rizzo, with his 3rd home run of the season, has got the Yankees on the board. Rizzo saw a lot of pitches in his last at bat. He walked against Barrios. 3rd time he faced him, he gets a pitch up and out over the plate and hits it into the seats.
They moved him into that leadoff spot tonight. Josh Donaldson had been leading off for the Yankees. They make the change and put Rizzo in there. And again, he is built for this stadium. He is right on top of the plate. He's got a great eye, a great knowledge of the strike zone, and when you make mistakes, they wanted this thing down and away. It leaks out over the middle of the plate. He's got those quick hands where he can pull that ball on the inner half, and you don't have to hit it that far to hit it out here at Yankee Stadium.
His 2nd career home run against Jose Barrios. He homered on Friday, the opener, and then once again on Saturday, and Aaron Judge. He's hit one out, back-to-back home runs for the Yankees, and it's a 1-run game for Aaron Judge, his 1st home run of the season and 1st RBI.
Well, I told you this team takes a lot of first pitches, be aggressive, but I think they have not been hitting like the Yankees, so they might have changed up on Jose Barrios and said, you know what, let's be a little bit more aggressive, and Judge doesn't waste any time. Outstanding power. He follows up the Anthony Rizzo home run with this inside pitch, and he doesn't miss it. That is a long way to left field here at Yankee Stadium.
Team home runs number 7 and 8 for New York, and it's a 3-2 Blue Jays lead. Josh Donaldson takes a first pitch strike. Donaldson has struck out both times he's come to the plate. First time on a changeup, 2nd time on a slider. He hits one to left field. Tapia coming over near the line. It's a fair ball off his glove. Donaldson's headed for 2nd. Here's the throw. Not in time. Homer double for the Yankees here in the 5th.
You know, he went out of our view here up in the press box, but it looked like he had a beat on that ball down the left field line. The glove is on the right hand. A perfect spot for him to make that catch. Let's take a look at it. I thought he was there. And it bounces off of his glove.
It's a tough play down in that corner with the outfielder running out of much room. It's only about 5 feet from the foul line to the wall in foul territory. So Pete Walker with a quick trip to the mound. Gasioka struck out to start the inning, and then Rizzo went deep, Judge went deep, back-to-back, and then Donaldson with a fly ball double off the left fielder's glove. Adam Simber first up for the Blue Jays down in their pen, and it won't take him long to get loose.
Yeah, and it looks like he's trying to get ready in a hurry. The Yankees very quickly swinging early in the count now have come up with 3 consecutive extra base hits. This is where you got to gather yourself if you're Jose Barrios and say, okay, let's slow the game down just a little bit. It's getting a little bit out of sorts here. Let's slow things down and go pitch to pitch.
Popped up another first pitch swing from the Yankees. You're right on the money. They have scrapped their game plan, and they're up there hacking right now.
They should. They have so much power in this lineup. I think they're a better team when they're swinging the bat. We've seen that for a couple of years now with the Blue Jays. Go up there. The first pitch you see might be the best pitch you see. I don't like working the count and working the pitchers, long at bats. When you've got this kind of home run power and this kind of hitting ability, go up there swinging.
There's a deep fly ball to center. Springer is back on the track. He's going to make the catch. Donaldson's tagging from second, and he'll move over to third. Gallo hit a long way, but to the deepest part of this ballpark. Second out of the inning.
Boy, they have changed their approach here in the middle innings against Jose Barrios. Jose's thrown a lot of strikes early in the count. The Yankees have changed up on them, and they're swinging. That's when you want to take some of the sting out. Maybe you throw a first pitch changeup or a first pitch breaking ball and see if you can catch them out in front.
The Yankees a year ago had the fewest swings on the first pitch in the majors. But this inning, it's been a different story. DJ LeMahieu, he's 1 for 2. And that's going to tie it up. First pitch swinging once again. He picks up an RBI. He's headed for second. Here's the throw from Hernandez. It's offline, and the Yankees have tied it. Well, they have stepped in the box swinging, and it's paid off. 3 runs here in the 5th.
Like a switch, they turn it on. First couple times through the lineup, they were trying to work the count, and now they're doing what good major league hitters do. You get that first pitch fastball. LeMahieu slices it to right field. That's where the majority of his balls in play go, to right field. Ties it up with that double.
LeMahieu now at second base, representing the go-ahead run. As time was called, Barrios had started his delivery and just launches it up against the backstop. Third time through the order after a strikeout of the number 9 hitter, Higashioka. The Yankees have busted it right back open.
They've
2 home
changed.
runs and 2 doubles.
They've changed their approach. I mean, it's clear. So now the Blue Jays have to adjust.
Springer broke back, and that ball is trouble, and Espinal makes a terrific play. Santiago Espinal looked like he bobbled it, but was able to grab it and close out the Yankees in the 5th. Espinal has played terrific defense early going. Snow cone for the final out, but New York ties it. Junior Jays opening day returns on Sunday, April 17th. Artists, games, prizes, and more. Even run the bases just like the pros. Following the game, visit BlueJays.com/tickets for more information. Well, you want to see good baseball? Check out the American League East. It's going to be a dogfight all season long. We've had a couple of shutouts. Each team had a shutout in this series so far, and now we're tied 3-3. 4 home runs hit in the game already. Bo Bichette, he'll lead things off here in the 6th. Garrett Cole with 73 pitches. Mo goes after the first pitch, and Pat, you picked up on it really quickly. The change in approach by the Yankees proved very important for them.
Yeah, absolutely. They started being aggressive early in the count. I guess they realized that Jose was throwing a lot of first pitch strikes. Instead of taking it, they said, you know what, that might be the best pitch. They were very aggressive, and I think now the Blue Jays have to come right back against Garrett Cole. They got to get that momentum over in that dugout, and the best way to do that, hang a 2 or 3 spot on this guy.
Now, one of the tough things about playing New York is that their bullpen is so good. Their bullpen is off to a terrific start. They've allowed just 3 earned runs in 27 1/3 innings. Chad Green, the Blue Jays know him very well. He's pitched a lot against the Blue Jays, but not yet in this series. Bo chases an outside pitch and strikes out. So that'll bring Vladdy Guerrero to the plate, and boy, oh boy, if you've missed his first 2 bats, you've missed a couple of impressive home runs.
Probably about 900 feet of home runs. First inning, 109 miles off the bat, just over the center field fence. Second time up, 109 miles. This one a 427-foot line drive off the back wall in left field. Just impressive swings. One was off of a breaking ball. The other one was a tight fastball that he sent out of here.
Well, here we are playing Game 6 of the season, and already Vladdy has hit the longest home run he's hit in regular season at Rogers Center. He's hit the hardest home run he's ever hit, and now he's hit the hardest pitch he's ever hit tonight against Garrett Cole. Cutter missed outside, and Vladdy is called for the swing. The last home run Vladdy hit in the third came on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, the hardest pitch he has hit out of the ballpark in his young career.
On the inner half. It was on the inner half. He was able to get to it.
This is a fair ball down the right field line. Vladdy is around first, headed for second, and he is 3 for 3 with 3 extra base hits.
Hazel was talking about the Triple Crown. That's how you win the Triple Crown right there. With the home runs, we saw it to center and left, and then with a 2-strike approach just like that where you just slap at it. Plate coverage, be able to handle all those pitches, cut the swing down. I mean, that's something you can't teach. Very impressive. Garrett Cole was impressed with that swing.
Power hitters aren't supposed to hit balls like that. What a terrific approach on a 2-strike approach.
And watch Garrett Cole after he makes a good pitch. Okay, tip my cap.
He tipped his cap to him. I told you, Garrett Cole, he's a ball player. He understands that he made a good pitch and Vladdy hit it hard. Teoscar waves at that hard breaking ball. And remember, Vladdy Guerrero was stepped on at first base in the second inning. He had a laceration on his hand and had to go in and have it attended to in the dugout, and came back and has since hit a homer and a double. Aaron Hicks on an infield hit stepped inadvertently on Vladdy's hand. It was on the ground in foul territory beyond the bag at first. 3-3 game. Ball on a strike to Teoscar Hernandez. Now it's 2-1.
In case you missed it, this is what Buck was just talking about. It was a wild throw. He's trying to anchor himself on that stretch, and unfortunately right in the path of Aaron Hicks, inadvertently steps on it. No problem. Tough to hurt Superman.
Boy, isn't that the truth? Boy, what a player. My goodness. And he's just a baby, just learning. Guerrero's in scoring position with 1 out. Big swing by Hernandez. It's 2-2.
When you're facing Garrett Cole and you're throwing 99, you don't want to overswing. You can see Teoscar might have hurt something on that follow through, that left side. That's never a good thing.
Nah, he's not feeling good. And Charlie's going to come out. Look at Charlie's at the top of the step.
He sees it.
Now, I don't know. I'd call timeout, at least talk to him right now.
Yeah, and let him swing the bat a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe stretch it out and swing.
Well, Danny Jansen has already gone on the IL with a similar injury. And he's done.
Yep.
He is absolutely done. Teoscar just grounded out, and he is hobbling up the line. Now he's going to walk back to the dugout, and this is not good, folks. That's only the second out of the inning. The Yankees thought it was the third out. They were headed off the field. And Teoscar very, very gingerly walking back toward the dugout.
The follow through on the swing. He followed through, and it just collapsed him. And We talked about Danny Jansen doing the same thing. Danny's going to be out at least a couple of weeks, and then a couple of weeks to get back. That is not a good sign right there.
Teoscar is going to the dugout. Garrett Cole is out of the game. Chad Green will come in. It's a 3-3 game. We're in the 6th. He has a very concerned look on his face, and rightly so, as Teoscar Hernandez took a big cut for the second strike, and then he felt that left side. And he took an extra long walk, and then see Charlie Montoyo. He's watching his hitter thinking, uh-oh, this is not good. And then Montoyo comes over to the steps, and he almost comes onto the field.
He took a step. He took a step onto the field. He's asking him if he's okay, trying to get his attention. Look, he's starting to come up the steps, and he says, I'm okay.
And then the next pitch, he would take a swing and hit a weak grounder to second, and then you can see his reaction as soon as he swung at that. He knew he was hurt, and this is not good. These things take forever to heal up. Obviously, they don't know the extent, but it certainly doesn't look good. So Chad Green out of the bullpen, making his first appearance against the Blue Jays with a runner at third and 2 outs. Curtis Gurriel Jr. Green, just 2 games so far. He appeared in a team-high 67 games a year ago for New York. He has been very reliable throughout his career here with the Yanks. Guerrero at third. Strike 2 quickly.
He's been Mr. Reliable. He led Major League relievers in innings pitched last year. He can give you multiple innings if you need to. He'll challenge you with a fastball also.
83 2/3 innings last season for New York. 0-2. Ground ball. Rizzo will take it to the bag, and that'll do it. The Blue Jays will strand a runner and may have lost their right fielder. Up to 20% off ticket packs. Customize your game experience. Choose your game and the number of tickets that work for you. Visit BlueJays.com/ticket packs now. Blue Jays starter Jose Barrios is out of the game. Same for the Yankees starter Garrett Cole. Barrios a much better outing tonight, but he gave up back-to-back home runs in the 5th. He actually gave up 2 home runs and 2 doubles in the 5th as the Yankees tied it up 3-0. He was breezing through 4 innings. But the Yankees jumped on him. They changed their approach, started jumping on the first pitch and did some damage and knocked him out of the game.
Yeah, he was a lot sharper, though, I thought this time. Gave him 5 innings. He'll turn it over to the bullpen. Adam Simber will come out. Adam pitched in game 1 in this series. Gave the Blue Jays an inning and 2/3. No hits, no walks, a punch out in that game. He pitched just ahead of Jordan Romano, who came in and saved it. He's been tough on the Yankees in his career, so he will come in now to pitch the 6th inning.
Well, the Blue Jays are going to get a look at their new center fielder. Bradley Zimmer comes off the bench and takes the field for the first time as a member of the Blue Jays. With that, George Springer takes over in right for Teoscar Hernandez, who leaves with an apparent injury. So Bradley Zimmer has played an awful lot in center field, and he's a terrific center fielder. He has been in 194 games in the big leagues as a center fielder. Now, this is interesting. The home plate umpire, Bruce Dreckman. Now, I wonder.
Got the scorecard out.
Yeah, he's got the scorecard. I wonder if they have included Zimmer. He's been with the team for a couple of days.
Here he is right there.
Yeah, I think that's what the issue was. And evidently, maybe Dreckman's copy didn't have it, but it doesn't seem to be an issue. But they certainly checked the lineup. Checked the lineup card for sure. So here we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. That's the lineup that is posted. And Zimmer is certainly on that. 3-3 ball game. Aaron Hicks is 1 for 2.
It'll be interesting, Buck, to see the approach now by the Yankees now that Barrios is out of the lineup. Last inning, they were up there hacking against Jose. Adam Simber He's got a little bit different delivery. They might be a little bit more deliberate with him.
There's a strike. It's 1-1 now. Boy, oh boy, you talk about unfortunate situations. The Blue Jays have lost their starting catcher already this season. And now it appears as though they may have lost their starting right fielder. And this is game 6 of the season.
You know, you sat in that dugout as a manager. The game is fast. It happens fast. And things change on a dime when you're sitting down there. And you've always got to be thinking about, hey, what about this? What about that? Let's prepare for this. You know what that feeling's like.
Well, right now, I know that it's a sick feeling in your stomach if you're Charlie Montoyo. The prospects of losing first your catcher and then your right fielder. And nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody knows what's going to happen. But trading Randall Grichuk and Reese McGuire now, they were depth pieces in those two respective positions, and you might like to have them back, but that's not going to happen. And injuries, they happen. I mean, Vladdy Guerrero got stepped on early in this ball game, and fortunately, he didn't have a significant injury. He had a laceration on his right hand, and he stayed in the ball game.
You know, it's so interesting, and at the end of spring training, everybody's talking about, okay, who's going to make the team there? What kind of moves here? And it changes in a week. You know, that's why you don't put so much into what happens at the end of spring training or who breaks from Florida. You just go out there and put your best team out there.
Another ground ball. Couple of hops to Bo Bichette. Fires a strike in time to retire Kiner Falefa. Good ground ball outs for Simber, and that's what he does. Well, you make a great point. And how much discussion is there in spring training? Who's going to make the opening day roster? Who cares?
Who cares? Because it all changes so quickly. Blue Jays have been playing a week or less than a week. And already they've had 2 big injuries, and they're going to have to deal with that. That's why, you know, whenever we talk to Ross Atkins and we talk about the ball club and the organization, he's constantly talking about depth and building depth because he knows how important it is, and he knows that the game changes on a dime from day to day.
Another ground ball, once again right to Bo. Couple of steps, and Simber does a nice job. 6 pitches, and he retires the side in order. We will go to the 7th. A lot happening here in the Bronx tonight. For Hello Kitty Day at Rogers Center on Saturday, April 16th. By purchasing a specialty ticket, fans will guarantee themselves a Hello Kitty bobblehead. Quantities are limited. Visit bluejays.com/specialty tickets today. A tradition here at Yankee Stadium. Top of the 7th inning, the grounds crew dances around the infield to YMCA. Can you imagine what the grounds crew reaction was when they first heard, hey, you guys are going to dance to YMCA when you drag the infield in the 7th?
We're going to do what? Well, you better go practice.
Here's Alejandro Kirk facing Chad Green. Green in relief of Garrett Cole. Cole went 5 2/3, charged with 3 earned runs on 4 hits, and all of those earned runs came off the bat of Vladdy Guerrero Jr. 2 homers. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Kirk is late and fouls it off. It's 1-2. The Blue Jays have 3 runs on 4 hits. The Yankees have 3 runs on 6 hits. Each team has hit 2 home runs. Vladdy with a pair. Anthony Rizzo and Aaron Judge went back-to-back in the 5th. 3rd home run of the season for Rizzo. 1st of the year for Aaron Judge. Fouled straight back. Kirk got a good rip at that high pitch.
Did he ever. Kirky's faced him a couple of times. He's hit a home run off of Chad Green. He had a home run swing on that hanging breaking ball. Just fouled it back.
Downstairs, 2-2. Well, with all the shuffling and moving around, now the Blue Jays don't have the ability to pinch run for Alejandro Kirk. Bradley Zimmer is into the game. Raimel Tapia is playing in left field. 3-2. Kevin Biggio, they could run with him and then use one of 2 extra catchers, so I guess that is a possibility. Matt Chapman will bat next.
That's a long way off the 9th inning. So much can happen between now and then. But as manager, that's what you have to be thinking, right? If it comes back around in the 9th inning and he leads off and gets on base, you have to have some options.
He takes the lead off walk. Green went with a breaking ball and loses. Kirk. Garrett Cole had an abbreviated outing his first time out, but just like Barrios was much better in game 2. The only problem he had, a couple of home runs off the bat of Vladdy Guerrero Jr. 4 hits in total, 3 earned runs, a couple of walks and 6 strikeouts.
Sharper, but not dominant. Better than his first time out. He did have the 6 punch outs, gave up the 4 hits, 3 of them to Vladdy. All 3 extra base hits. And he gave him the old tip of the cap.
That was classic, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
In the heat of battle, Garrett Cole acknowledged Vladdy hitting a great pitch down and away for an opposite field double, and Garrett Cole tipped his cap as Vladdy was headed to first. Matt Chapman swings and misses. It's 0-1. Popped up on the infield. Kiner Falefa just on the edge of the dirt makes the catch. Well, both teams are into the bullpen, and with that, the Yankees have the advantage. They are one of the best bullpens in baseball early on.
Blue Jays have some pretty good arms down in the bullpen, but they don't have as many as the Yankees. It seems like everybody who comes in out of that Yankee bullpen, they keep throwing harder and harder. We saw that in last night's game. As you see Jonathan Loaizaga start to warm up, Holmes, Castro, Loaizaga, and Chapman, the farther they got down that line, the deeper into the game, the harder those guys were throwing.
Raimel Tapia goes after the first pitch and bounces it foul right at home plate. Tapia is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Cole had 1 walk and 6 strikeouts in 5 2/3. Tapia is late on that high fastball. The Blue Jays bullpen continues to work. Adam Simber had a very good inning, and now Jimmy Garcia up for the Blue Jays. Looks like he's ready, just standing by.
Yankees will have the top of the lineup coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Tapia fights it off and stays alive. Each team has had a shutout so far in this series, and now we've got a 3-3 tie in the 7th inning. And this is the way it figures to be all season long.
Not just, excuse me, Buck, between these 2 teams. I think whenever you face those top teams in the American League East, this is how it's going to be.
Catcher's interference as Higashioka reached out to catch that ball, and Tapia hit his glove. So he'll go to first. It'll be an air charge to the catcher. And Tapia will not be charged in at bat, so he will go to first. With that, Kirk moves down to second.
Yeah, anytime that catcher has to reach for the ball, It's a pitch on the outside part of the plate. He reaches. And Rymel hits right on top of a catcher's interference. Blue Jays catch a break.
So indeed, Kevin Biggio is going to come out of the Blue Jays dugout and run for Kirk. Once Kirk got to scoring position at second, they made the decision that they would use a pinch runner for Kirk. So Kevin Biggio comes off the bench. Kirk got the walk to start the inning, and now Biggio is at second as a pinch runner. Cavan has now appeared in 5 games so far. Santiago Espinal, the batter. Breaking ball missed up and in for ball 1. Boy, there's a lot going on in this game, huh, Pat?
You got to pay attention. And as a manager, you got to think an inning or two in front of you. I'm sure Charlie thought about this, that if Kirk got on and if he got into scoring position with less than 2 outs, I'm going to use one of my faster players on the bench. Well, Cavan, what he's got to do now is he's got to take his regular lead. There's only 1 out. You don't have to take a huge lead, a secondary lead, but make sure that line drive goes down. Don't want to get doubled off on a line drive.
Espinal with a good cut. 1-1 now. In the outfield for the Yankees, Joey Gallo in left, former Gold Glove winner, has a strong arm. Hicks about average in center, but Judge in right field has a good arm as well.
14 outfield assists for Gallo last year, 10 for Aaron Judge in right field. Yeah, those 2 guys can throw. But what Luis Rivera is going to be watching, if there's a ball into the outfield, if either one of them have to move to their left or their right, he's going to send Cavan.
7th inning. Fouled out of play. Let's check in with Hazel May.
Buck, just heard from a Blue Jays official who told me that Teoscar Hernandez, you see him there grimacing. He left the ballgame in the 6th inning with what the team is calling a left side discomfort. So Teoscar Hernandez left with discomfort in his left side. Back to you.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, and obviously nobody knows the extent of the injury, but it's got him out of this game. Cavan's doing a good job of taking a secondary lead off the bag at second. Got the attention of Chad Green. Outside. Yankee crowd really creating some noise here. Pivotal point of the ball game. Gleyber Torres is trying to hear the signal called from the catcher. That's what you see quarterbacks do in the NFL when they're trying to get the signs and the signals from the bench.
Yeah, when it's too loud, they cover up the ear holes so they can hear. He's doing the same thing. Crowd starting to get into it. There's pitch calm being put down by Higashioka, and you can see Torres trying to listen in on what the pitch is so he can position himself appropriately.
Ground ball. LeMahieu to second for 1. Torres bobbled it and throws high, and Espinal is safe. Boy, you wonder about the distraction of worrying about the pitch. Created some discomfort at second. Torres bobbled the ball, couldn't get the ball cleanly out of his glove, and Espinal beats the return throw to first.
The timing was just messed up when he bobbled it, didn't get a good grip. So Taylor made double play, good feed from LeMahieu, and he just doesn't have enough on it. And luckily, Rizzo comes off the bag to get that throw and keep that runner at third.
Chad Green is out of the game. Jonathan Loaisiga coming on. 2 on, 2 outs in this 3-3 game. Jonathan Arden-Zwelling sit down with Alec Manoah in the latest episode of At the Letters podcast presented by Miller Lite. Stream it now on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or you can watch it on Sportsnet's YouTube channel. Check it out, Alec Manoah, a very interesting listen. Interesting matchup here as Jonathan Loaisiga comes out of the bullpen with Blue Jays at the corners and 2 outs, and the Blue Jays leadoff man George Springer coming to the plate.
Blue Jays saw Loaisiga in last night's game, got a couple of hits against him. One of them was by Springer, the other one was by Bichette. He won 9 games out of the pen for the Yankees last year. He also saved 5. Big hole on the right side of the infield for Springer.
Loaisiga appears to have trouble hearing. Again, the podcast is creating some issues here for the Yankees, and now there's no runner at second. They could just go ahead and give a regular sign.
Yeah.
Well, Loaisiga looks like he's going to do some adjusting to that audio piece in his headset, and we have seen this pretty consistently where the kinks haven't been worked out yet.
Read an article in the paper today about the Yankee pitchers couldn't hear PitchCom when they got the 2 strikes because they blow that giant horn here to get the crowd into it. They had all kind of problems last night hearing what was being pushed on those buttons.
Now, at some point, you have to iron out these issues because it is a distraction. Tagashioka has that touchpad on his shin guard. There's a breaking ball and a good one. 1-1 now.
First and third, 2 outs. Kevin Biggio, he's got to get a lead as far as the third baseman's going to allow him, and he's got to be aggressive. Anything in the dirt, you got to read it right away.
Springer with a base hit into center field, and Biggio will jog home with the go-ahead run. George Springer had a single off Loaisiga last night, and he picks up an RBI single here in the 7th.
Kevin was very aggressive there. He just trot home after that good piece of hitting from Springer. The Yankees cruising along with Chad Green, make the pitching change, and it doesn't work as Springer crosses him up with that base hit. Boy, that's a clutch hit. He has had a great series for the Blue Jays so far against the Yankees.
Another 2-out run for the Blue Jays. They've been consistent with their ability to score with 2 outs. 27 runs they've scored so far this season. 15 of them have come with 2 outs.
Wow, that's clutch.
It's deflating to the opponents. You're an out away from getting out of the inning. Bichette jumps back from an inside fastball. Blue Jays have taken the lead here in the 7th. The Yankees have out-hit the Jays 6-5. Bichette with a mighty cut, fouls it back. He gets jammed and fouls it into the second deck. 1-2. Bo had a 2-out double in the 3rd and scored on Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s 2nd home run of the game.
He was one of the guys who got to Loaisiga in last night's game. Followed up that Springer hit with a hit of his own. I'd like to see that again.
This is popped up into right field. Judge coming in, still coming in, and the inning is over. But George Springer delivers a 2-out RBI single to give the Blue Jays a 4-3 lead. A 4-3 lead on a George Springer RBI single in the 7th. We don't often have a fan of the game, but tonight this young man is exceptional. He is asking for a baseball. They throw him a baseball, and watch. Up, he dropped it. Does he get it back? Yes, he does. And look at him say, thank you. Terrific. Great job, young man. And what a night by this young man. Glad he has put on a show tonight.
Yeah, it started off his first time up at bat. He got a hanging breaking ball, and he absolutely crushed it to center field for a home run. A quick 1-0 lead by the Blue Jays. And then something bad happened on this play at first base. He gets his hand stepped on by Aaron Hicks. Some blood came out of that one. He taped it up and said, no problem. I'm going to go deep one more time. Fastball inner half. Crushes it off the back wall. Gave the Blue Jays a 3-0 lead, and then takes this pitch away from Garrett Cole, and he tips his cap after he doubles down the right field line. 3 extra base hits for Vladdy. 10 total bases so far, and what a night he has had.
He's only had 1 4-hit game in his career, and he's going to lead things off in the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher for the Blue Jays is Jimmy Garcia, making his 3rd appearance of the season. Garcia has pitched a total of 2 innings. He has walked a batter and nothing more.
Normally we would see him as a setup man in the 8th inning ahead of Jordan Romano in a save situation. But sometimes when you're facing the middle of the lineup or the top of the lineup, sometimes that save occurs in the 7th inning. So Charlie Montoya wants that matchup that he wants, his best setup man to face the best hitters the Yankees are going to bring up here in the 7th inning.
Top of the order for sure. Rizzo, Judge, and Donaldson, they all had extra base hits the last time they came to the plate. Rizzo and Judge went back-to-back, and Donaldson had a double. 4 men in the outfield once again for Rizzo. That's been constant all night. Breaking ball is in there for strike 1.
And I think, Buck, you have to play deep also. No extra base hits right here. You don't want anything over your head.
Upstairs, ball on the strike, Rizzo. The home run he hit in the 5th came with 1 out. It's his 3rd home run of the season. He has 6 RBIs so far. Two balls and a strike.
Well, he's got a good eye at the plate. You've got to make perfect pitches or he's just not going to swing on it until he gets to 2 strikes.
It's only the 2nd appearance for Garcia in this ballpark. He tried to check and went around. 2-2 now. Boy, this first out is a huge one. Zach Collins has taken over behind the plate after Alejandro Kirk was lifted in favor of the pinch runner, Kevin Biggio. Foul back. Blue Jays have used 3 of their 4 bench players in this game. Tyler Henneman is the only man left. Well, actually, that is Henneman catching now. It is not Collins. It is Tyler Henneman behind the plate. Not Collins, a left-handed hitter. Henneman caught in the game last night.
So the only guy left on the bench, Zach Collins.
Call,
Nice.
strike 3. Garcia gets Rizzo looking. So with 1 out, Aaron Judge his last time up back in the 5th.
Hey, he didn't waste any time. As soon as Rizzo homered, the next pitch, inner half. He's got plenty of distance on this one, deep to left field. That made it 3-2. Josh Donaldson would follow that up with a double, and he would score on a LeMahieu double.
His first home run of the season and first RBI. Off to a bit of a slow start. He is 1 for 2 with a walk tonight. There's a base hit for Judge. Tapia will cut it off and play it back in. Second hit of the ball game for Aaron Judge, a 1-out single.
You know, we've talked about his fly balls are hit hard. Even his ground balls are hit hard. Bo Bichette could barely move. This ball was hit so hard. Watch him at shortstop. He can't get to that one. Gets through the infield quick.
So Josh Donaldson will step in. Josh has struck out twice and doubled and scored. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it off. Oh, he got ate up by that ball. That ball was inside a foot, and he went after it. Garcia really ran one in on his hands.
He's got some nasty stuff. Josh just cannot extend through that one. He's got the ability to make the ball go arm side sink, and then, of course, with the slider, he can make it go glove side movement.
A lot of movement could get you a ground ball in this situation. Josh Donaldson Monday night did not start in the game. Into the game as a pinch hitter for Marwin Gonzalez and hit into an inning-ending double play. That was off of Adam Simber. Ground ball. Bichette is short. Espinal is second. Back to first. A double play. Nice job by Yimi Garcia. Gives up a single and nothing more. They'll go to the 8th. Vladdy Guerrero will lead things out. The Blue Jays have a 4-3 lead. Vladdy Guerrero will lead things off, and he has had quite a night so far.
Yeah, let's go back to that third inning. His second home run with Bo Bichette at second base. Look where the pitch is. It's in off the plate, but he can pull the hands in and get the barrel on the bat and then line drive. Look how far this thing goes. That four-seamer off the bat. 427-foot line drive to left field for a second home run of the night. That takes a special talent to hit a ball like that out of the ballpark.
Yeah, he is pretty impressive early on in his career. Vladdy has had 1-3 home run game. That was on the 27th of April last year against the Nationals. That was in Dunedin at TD Ballpark. He has never had a 4-hit game. He is 3 for 3 so far. Check that. He's had 1 4-hit game, and Vladdy has done it again. Way back into the second deck. Have a night, Vladdy.
Well, no sooner that you get it out of your mouth that he's had 1 3-homer game, he's going to do it again. 4 extra base hits, 14 total bases, 3 home runs and a double, and a huge insurance run for the Blue Jays.
Vladdy was 0 for 4 in the game last night, and he has put on a show here at Yankee Stadium. Aaron Boone has quickly made a pitching change. Loizaga is out of the ball game. The Yankees have a 5-3 lead. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. His second 4-hit game. His second 3 home run game. And Vladdy, that coat looks great on you, pal.
And it never gets old, does it? Get used to putting that thing on. He did it 48 times. Last year, 3 times tonight. How impressive is this? You think you can get that fastball by him? We saw him turn around that 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Garrett Cole. Loiza's got the same type of arm, inner half. He knew it. As soon as he hit it, he knew it.
443 feet to the second deck in left field. Came off the bat 114 miles an hour, and that's just another great night for a great young hitter.
Boy, impressive.
I don't think you can put limits on what Vladdy's capable of doing.
I wouldn't. We saw at a tender young age last year do what he did, and he feels like there's more in the tank, that he can go to another level. We were talking in spring training to other teams, other players on other teams, and they thought that, you know, he can go a little bit further than what he did last year. He feels like there's Bo Bichette can go a little bit further, that there's more in there. I don't know how you get any better than what we've seen tonight.
I just think you can factor in a Triple Crown category type of hitter, and Vladdy just turned 23 in March. So when you start talking comparisons, you've got to include Albert Pujols, Manny Ramirez, Frank Thomas, great right-handed hitters.
I think he's this generation's Miguel Cabrera because of the power, the hitting ability, the position that he plays, the physique. He's that type of special talent. I like your Albert Pujols one also. He's one of the best right-handed hitters I've ever seen, and you got to put Vladdy in that category at such a young age.
And Albert was doing the same types of thing as a very young age with the Cardinals, and he is of course back with the Cardinals this season, and he's homered already back in St. Louis. They're just going to have to put Vladdy's number 27 in the middle of that jacket just to make sure everybody understands who owns that jacket. So Bradley Zimmer will face Wandy Peralta, the lefty out of the bullpen. Zimmer came on as a defensive replacement for Teoscar Hernandez, who had to leave the game after his at bat in the top of the 6th. Vladdy Guerrero, of course, all of the comps with Blue Jays that have hit multiple home runs, 3 home runs in a game. Delgado did it 5 times, plus he had a 4-homer game. Edwin Encarnacion, he did it twice, and now Vladdy at a very young age has 2 3-home run games. Remember, with a swing and a miss. 2-2. Vladdy also becomes the second youngest player in Major League history with multiple career 3-homer games. 23 years, 28 days old. Only Boog Powell was younger to hit a 3-homer game, multiple 3-homer games. Boog Powell was 22 years old with the Orioles in '63 and '64 when he had multiple 3-homer games.
And if you don't know Boog Powell, he's another power-hitting first baseman back in the day. Vladdy's hits tonight, especially the ones to left field, were impressive because they were line drives that just kept soaring. The first one was a high one to center field, and Hicks almost came up with it. He missed it. And there was some discussion early on if it was gone or not. They took a look at it. They didn't review it. They talked to the umpires and said it was gone. And then the last 2 were just no-doubters.
There's a base hit. Skips through the infield into left field off the bat of Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Well, for those of you who have been watching Montreal and Columbus, welcome to the ballpark, and you have missed quite a show.
We'll give you the StatCast version of it. There's the first one to dead center field. The next one over the bullpen in left field. And then that 443-foot laser this inning to left field. It got out of here in a hurry. 114 miles per hour.
Just another day at the ballpark for Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Tyler Henneman came into the game as a defensive replacement. He's a switch hitter. He'll bat right-handed against Wandy Peralta. Henneman had started in the game last night. Bunts it out in front of home plate. Peralta's throw to Rizzo in time and on the play. Gurriel will move to second. Sacrifice bunt for Henneman moves another runner into scoring position. (5-3). Blue Jays lead it. Vladdy Guerrero has driven in 4. George Springer has the other RBI. Springer with a 2-out single in the 7th. Springer drove in the go-ahead run with that single. Springer with 5 RBIs on the season. Guerrero with 4 RBIs tonight doubles his season production. He's up to 8.
Impressive. All right, the long balls. There's the Montreal hat, one that his father wore for so many years. And the home runs have been impressive, but I like the small ball that they're playing here, trying to get one more add-on run. Sacrifice bunt to get that runner into scoring position, give Matt Chapman a shot to drive him in. Little surprised they're not putting him on first base, walking him and facing the lefty on deck. See if Chappie can make it hurt.
Ground ball through the right side. Judge has got a good arm. Here comes Gurriel. The throw to the plate, not in time. And it did indeed come back to bite the Yankees. They pitched to Chapman and he comes through. Another run for the Jays here in the 8th.
When the Blue Jays sacrificed, they are going to give Matt Chapman one shot to try and drive in another insurance run. But first base was open. A lefty was on deck. I thought for sure Aaron Boone would walk him and pitch to the lefty. And Matt Chapman makes him pay for it. Goes with that pitch down and away and squeezes it through the right side. Really not any chance to get the runner because he was off the crack of the bat. He scores easily. Blue Jays score an insurance run.
Tapia swings and misses. Another 2-out RBI for the Blue Jays, and they have been clutch tonight. Clutch all season in those situations, driving in runs with 2 outs. Broken bat, little dribbler towards second. Torres to first, and that'll do it. But the Blue Jays to get 2 big runs here in the 8th inning. They take a 6-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Time now for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie and Joe. And division rivals, the Boston Red Sox, come to town April 25th through the 28th. Say goodbye to winter and hello to spring. Get tickets today at BlueJays.com. And of course, goodbye to winter for Winnipeg and Manitoba, all those places out west getting hammered tonight by snow. Our thoughts are with you, folks. Just stay home, be safe, and watch the rest of this game. Quite a night for Vladdy Guerrero Jr., and you can see everybody on the bench enjoying a historic night for Guerrero. A 3-homer night, 4 extra base hits, his second career 4-hit game, and his second career 3-home run game.
Yeah, single-handedly has given the Blue Jays a 6-3 lead here. They turned it over to Trevor Richards. Second time that Trevor has pitched in this series. He was on the mound in game 1, gave up a hit, a walk in that game, and then that great play by Teoscar Hernandez in right field, and then he was out after 3 batters. So his job right now, make it a quiet 8th inning. Get that ball to Jordan Romano in the 9th inning with a 3-run lead.
Simber with the good 6th inning. Yimi Garcia gave up a single but got a double play to tie the side. 3 up, 3 down. Gala with a first pitch swing fouls it into the upper deck. I think Charlie's done a good job managing the bullpen tonight.
The lineup, managing the bullpen, finding the matchups that he wants. A little bit more power at the top of the lineup when he brought in Yimi Garcia. You know, he's thinking, okay, how can I get the ball to Jordan Romano?
Adam Simber got 3 ground ball outs from 7, 8, 9 in the Yankees lineup. Then Garcia came in and quietly dispatched the top 3. Two and one now to Joey Gallo. We have talked about this often, how that first out of an inning is so crucial. Gallo walked to lead off the 4th, but was stranded. Popped up, out of play. Trevor Richards is making his 11th career appearance against the Yankees. He's 1-0 in those previous 10 games with a .437 earned run average. Change up in the dirt, full count.
That's a pitch that he gets a lot of swing and miss on, that changeup out of the strike zone. But the Yankee hitters are very patient. We talked about that at the beginning of the game, that they'd like to see a lot of pitches. If you're going to throw that changeup, you're going to have to throw it in the strike zone to get them.
Mouse ball fouled straight back. The Yankees changed that patient approach in the 5th inning when they jumped on the first offerings of Jose Barrios and hit a couple of home runs and 2 doubles, and they tied the game up on 4 hits in that inning.
It's a great approach. That's the only inning that they've scored on. In the other times, they've been trying to work the counts and get some walks and get some base runners.
There's that good changeup, and Gallo goes down swinging. 1 away.
Discover the all-new Samsung Galaxy S22. Get it now at Rogers, Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network.
Well, we have lucked out with the weather here in the first 3 days of this 4-game series. At the start of play tonight, it was 21 degrees Celsius here in the Bronx, and it is comfortable. First pitch strike thrown by Trevor Richards to DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu is 2 for 3 and an RBI double in that 5th inning. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. is the first hitter in the major leagues to have a 3 home run game this season. Coming into tonight, there were 7 players with 2 home runs in a game. Vladdy's the first to hit 3.
2 weeks earlier than he did it last year. Right, today's the 13th, right? And you said he did it on the 27th of April last season.
And Vladdy Guerrero is the 4th scheduled batter in the 9th inning. So don't go away, folks. Two and two now. Swung on and missed. Richards with a couple of strikeouts to start this bottom of the 8th inning. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Vladdy Guerrero night here in the Bronx. He has put on quite a show, and this ball is hit deep to right field, and it is gone. Gleyber Torres, another first pitch home run as he goes opposite field, and he cuts into that Blue Jays lead. It is now 6-4.
Well, he's sitting over there, and he's seeing Trevor Richards getting ahead with a 3-run lead, getting ahead with the fastball. So he says, I am not going to let that thing pass. I am going to go ahead and swing away. He's had some big home run seasons for this New York Yankee team. And for Gleyber, this is home run number 1 of the season. A front row, first row home run to right field.
Gleyber Torres did a great job his first 2 years with the Yankees, but the last couple of years have not been so kind to him. Aaron Hicks swings and misses at the first pitch. Hicks has singled in 3 trips. Called strike right on the outside corner. Yankees have hit 3 home runs tonight. So has Vladdy.
And they've been all solo home runs. You know, if you're going to give them up, that's the time, right? With nobody on base. Limit the damage.
They are Castro and J.P. Sears, lefty and righty for the Yankees, loosening up. 6-4 ball game. Bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs. 1-2 now to Aaron Hicks. The Blue Jays had a 3-0 lead off Garrett Cole. Going into the 4th, it was 3-0 into the bottom of the 5th, and then the Yankees scored 3 runs to tie it. There's a base hit through the vacated left side of the infield. Hicks has his second hit.
That was a big at bat because Giancarlo Stanton, remember, is on deck. And if they want to, they can bring him up here to represent the tying run, and here he comes.
Stanton did not start in this game as Hicks keeps the inning going with an opposite field base hit. The high fastball, he just slapped it to the left side of the infield. They were playing him to pull, and he crosses them up and gets his second hit of the night. And you can hear the crowd react as Giancarlo Stanton is announced into the game. Stanton so far this season 5 for 20 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs, and Pete Walker, as he often does with a pinch hitter coming up, will go to the mound and discuss the approach.
Yeah, this is a great strategy. I think, you know, the crowd is starting to get into it. They're trying to make some noise. This is a time to go out there, calm things down. Let's go over the scouting report. What do we want to do with Giancarlo Stanton? He's an excellent low ball hitter, and I think you got to keep the ball up and in so he can extend and tie this ball game up.
So Trevor Richards has faced Stanton 5 times. Stanton's 2 for 5, and both of those hits have been home runs. As we mentioned, Stanton for the season 5 for 20. 2 homers and 5 ribbies so far. Takes a pitch down and away.
He's got one thing on his mind right here, Giancarlo Stanton.
Long drive to left. Tapia at the track. He makes the catch. Richards gets out of it. Gives up a home run to Gleyber Torres and retires Stanton on a long fly ball to left. Will go to the 9th. The Blue Jays with a 2-run lead.
Budweiser home of homers this season. Apply now by scanning the QR code or visit homeofhomers.ca.
Now this has been a house of homers tonight right here in Yankee Stadium. 6 home runs in total 3 by the Yankees and 3 by Vladdy Guerrero Jr. This is a major league debut for J.P. Sears. He has been the only reliever not to pitch so far this season. You see his numbers from a year ago in 25 games.
Added to the 40-man roster this past offseason. Had a pretty decent spring training. Won that position out of spring training. This is his first career opening day roster. Last season pitched in Double-A and parts of Triple-A.
DJ LeMahieu is at third base as they have switched to shortstop because Kiner Falefa was lifted for the pinch hitter and Marwin Gonzalez comes off the bench to take over defensively at shortstop. Kiner Falefa started and went 0 for 3. Ninth inning. It'll be Espinal and then top of the order Springer and Bichette, and don't go away, fans. If somebody gets on, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. will come to the plate for the 5th time. He's 4 for 4 with 3 home runs and a double. There's only been one Blue Jay to hit 4 home runs in a game. Carlos Delgado.
You and I did a game in Baltimore, if you remember. There was a 3-homer game by
Michael Saunders.
Michael Saunders, and then on his 4th at bat, he just missed that 4th home run. I mean, there's nothing like that. 4 home runs in one game doesn't happen very often.
Fly ball. Hicks has room in center. Well, we've had 2 shutouts. We've had a 6-4 game, and Kevin Gausman will start tomorrow, making his 2nd start of the season. A terrific pitching matchup once again. We'll be right back with you tomorrow night, so make sure you tune us in. Luis Severino, former ace of the Yankees, on the comeback trail now. He's missed basically the last 3 seasons. He's throwing hard again, so it'll be Severino and Gausman tomorrow night. George Springer had an RBI single his last time up. And you know, each of these Blue Jays coming to the plate here in the 9th thinking, I got to get on base.
You got to get on. Yeah. They know what's going on with Vladdy.
I got to get on base. Springer drove in the go-ahead run with that single in the 7th. Called strike 2. Springer quickly in a hole. Blue Jays lead at 6-4. The Yankees have out hit the Jays 9-8. Two down. First major league strikeout for J.P. Sears will be George Springer.
Well, they throw that one out. Elevated fastball, just like the other arms coming out of that Yankee bullpen. It's got some pretty good fastball. 96 miles an hour as he strikes out Springer for his first major league K.
Vladdy Guerrero making his way to the on-deck circle, hoping that Bo Bichette can keep the inning going. First pitch strike. There have been 6 American League hitters hit 4 home runs in a game. The most recent, Josh Hamilton, May 8th, 2012.
Thought I saw a stat somewhere. It's so rare. There's more perfect games than 4 homer games in Major League history. I mean, that's how rare it is.
Jordan Romano loosening up, and he's off to a great start this season. Ball on a strike to Bo Bichette. Ground ball. Torres handles it, and Vladdy Guerrero will be left standing on deck. He won't get that 5th at bat in this game. Jordan Romano coming out of the Blue Jays bullpen, trying to wrap things up in Game 3 of this 4-game series. 50-50 draw from Jays Care is on now. The jackpot is already $360,000 and will continue to rise through this weekend. Support Jays Care and go to bluejays.com/50-50. Vladdy Guerrero was much better than 50-50 tonight. He was 4 for 4 with 3 home runs and 4 RBIs. He was left standing on deck in the 9th inning, looking for a 5th plate appearance. Jordan Romano comes out of the pen for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, trying to close it down. He's already 3 for 3 in saves this season. 3 innings. Look at the whip, outstanding. He saved Alek Manoah's first win of the season here a couple of nights ago in Game 1 in this 4-game series. And in that game, he gave up a couple of hits sandwiched around a double play and a strikeout. Trying to nail this one down for Charlie Montoyo's team.
Adam Simber's in line for the win. He pitched a perfect 6th inning, and the Blue Jays scored the go-ahead run in the 7th. Romano has been very efficient in the early going. 3 innings, 2 hits, hasn't walked a batter, and struck out 3. And he has pitched 3 innings on just 38 pitches. Kyle Higashioka, the number 9 hitter, takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Popped up. Guerrero near the outfield grass in foul territory makes the catch. 1 down. Anthony Rizzo homered in the 5th inning when the Yankees scored all their runs, and then they would get a single run in the 8th. It is 6-4 now. Gleyber Torres hit a 2-out home run in the 8th to make it a 2-run Blue Jays lead. Again, the 4-man outfield. Breaking ball in the dirt. Romano, for his career, making his 13th appearance against the Yankees. He is perfect 4 for 4 coming into this save situation.
Never want to see that tying run come to the plate, especially if he has the ability to knock the ball out of the ballpark like the guy on deck, Aaron Judge, is. And Jordan, the guy at the plate can't hurt you. Make him hit his way on. Don't want to lose him and have to face Judge as the tying run.
Little excuse me, check swing flare, just barely foul. Rizzo checked his swing and hit a little flare. It looked like it was had a chance to drop in foul ground.
And that's why they have the left fielder so close to the line. That's Raimel Tapia, and shallow. He is not deep. We have seen Rizzo do that a couple of times. Look at the left fielder, how shallow he is and how he's guarding the line to take away that type of hit.
Three and one. Rizzo walked in the 3rd. Judge has homered and singled. He is 2 for 3 tonight. He walked in the first inning. His home run in the 5th, his first of the season. Rizzo squared around the bunt, and that's a fair ball. He wasn't really sure where it was, but he took advantage of a 3-1 pitch and the shift and said, I got to get on base. He said, I never saw it. But he bunted it, and it was in the air. He looked around to see if he could find it. He didn't see it till it hit fair inside the bag at third.
Very aware. Matt Chapman had moved before this pitch. So Rizzo very aware that, hey, I got to get that tying run to the plate. Just get it on the left side of the infield. Keep it fair. You can walk to first base. He does that on a 3-1 pitch, and now Judge represents that tying run. I
don't understand why more hitters don't do that. So here is Judge. Romano was the tower on the first pitch.
They actually wanted that ball away, and that ball got away from him. I don't think that was intentional.
Judge is 0 for 4 against Jordan Romano. Inside again. Judge takes another look out toward the mound, but you got to pitch him inside.
Yeah, you can't let him get extended. That's where he wants the ball, out in front. His last time up, he had a ground ball single that came off the bat at 114 miles an hour. Got to keep him in the yard.
Went to the breaking ball and pulls it past the third base coach, Luis Rojas. This is game 3 of 19 between these two teams. Each team has had a shutout. There have been 6 home runs hit in this game, and here we are in the 9th. Judge represents the tying run. There's a good slider, cut on and missed, 2-2.
Yeah, that was a better one right there. It was hard, and it was a late breaker. Started down the middle and then broke away from Aaron Judge. 19 against the Yankees, 19 against Tampa Bay, 19 against Boston. That is life in the American League East.
Got him. Went upstairs with the heater and strikes him out. 2 down.
Jordan had a little bit something extra on that last pitch. After he got the 2 strikes, he's going to say, I'm going to give him my best fastball. He elevates it. Aaron Judge doesn't swing too many times out of the strike zone, but that fastball beat him.
Good example of how high it was. 4-seam fastball upstairs, 96 with the heater. Big strikeout for Romano. Josh Donaldson now. Donaldson's doubled in the 5th and scored. Vladdy Guerrero! Do it all, Vladdy. He takes a hit away from Donaldson to end the ball game. He did it with the bat, and in the 9th, he ends the game. You don't think he's had a lot of fun tonight?
Well, isn't that fitting to end this ball game? He did it with the bat, and then to make that super play to end this one. What a play. They're not going to hold the runner on. His run doesn't mean anything. He snatches it out of the air, securing another victory for the Blue Jays.
What a game for Vladdy. What a game for the Blue Jays. Jordan Romano picks up his 4th save of the season. Blue Jays can go for the series win tomorrow night. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a great night. Stay tuned. Here's Sportsnet Central with Jesse and Ivanka.